This is a fun place to come. One of my favorites, going up to the stops that I sometimes make going to our family place in Curran, Michigan. This is Iargo Springs. I'm at the very end of it. There's like there's a bunch of boardwalks, as you can see, and stairs that come down here like 300 and something. And you can see there's a boardwalk coming out here. You can look and see that it's very clear water. That's the Asable River out there. This is part of that, part of the flooding. There's a dam down there, and there's sand dunes and so forth. It's a pretty place. Notice that people make wishes and things. There's money out there. I guess I could go and get it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So we're going to continue on to some of the other little lookout places. In case you've never been here, it may not be all that exciting, but then again, it's actually a nice little place to come to and hang out. And basically, you've got hillside springs that come from. We'll get a better look at it when we get up here. And here's one of them coming out of the side of the hill. That's all these are, just your typical hillside spring, like you probably talked about in one of your basic earth science classes or something of that sort. You can see it's quite a ways up there. I've got a good climb to go back up. Water's kind of low this year, but I don't think there's been that much rainfall. I think anything else, it varies from, just not necessarily year to year, just time to time, week to week even. And here's another one of the little outcroppings, I guess you would call it, of the boardwalk. There's a lot of them. I don't remember exactly how many there are, but you can just go up different spots up by the river and look out at the flood water. And of course the springs empty into the river. That water is very cold. If you get into that water, your feet will be cold. Over there you can see a little closer. If we zoom in a little more, you can see the sand dunes. I'll zoom in up a little bit more. There they are. It's over by Lumberman's Monument. If you keep going east from where we're at, you'll see it. And you can see here kind of where the streams come through from the springs. And of course, as I pointed out, that water is very cold. That's where we just were over there. And of course, it empties out into the river, the flood water, whatever you want to call this particular portion of it. People like to leave graffiti. Willie has been, people who know or whatever, have been leaving graffiti here for years. And it's a little guided tour from all these, little guided tour as you go along the boardwalk too. More of the hillside springs. And of course we've got lots of tree roots here embedded, which prevents all this, of course, from eroding. It's kind of a cooler day here today too. It's August 26th, but it's kind of a little bit unseasonably cool. It's only low 60s right now. It's pleasant, but it's usually warmer than that here this time of year. Another one of the springs. I like what they've done here for that. Here we are looking down just a little further, from just a little further up. Just see how clean and crystal clear that water is. You can drink. This is actually very good drinking water. Get close, of course, to the source, so there's less time for things to, poop and pee in it and whatever else. And here's another one, which is just that side over there versus this one over here. Again, just crystal clear, clean water I always thought it would be great to, as far as if one wanted to brew beer, to get water from up here. And you can see it's quite a labyrinth of boardwalk. That's where we're going to finally go up here in just a few minutes. All, I think, 300 and some odd stairs, roughly. I don't remember exactly what it was. You'll probably see the sign as we go up. You can see it splits off. We'll go to both of them. Some years back, I came down to one of these little overlooks, and there was a fresh pile in the water of human ashes with a note about how their father, they loved it there. I'm assuming these were people that wrote were the children, and that was the father's remains that were in there. Not sure how legal that is, but I didn't tell. All right, so we went down that one just now. Now we're going to go this one. All right. You get a better view of the sand dunes now that we're a little closer in. I'll zoom up a little bit. There we go. Get a much better view of it now. I usually come down the past decade or more. I always come down here with my oldest son. My wife sometimes would like to come down, but my oldest son always would come with me. We'd be here, several times a year, making the trip from downstate to upstate. But don't have him with me to talk to this time because he just started at Michigan Tech yesterday. Moved in roughly a week ago. So I'll talk to you, all two of you that might watch this or whatever, as opposed to him. But, oh, I don't want to look at you, I want to look at me. That's unpleasant. There, that's better. There's the bird houses. I think, I'm not sure exactly what species that's targeted for, but it's certainly there to, got the little skirt to help keep the squirrels and other little vermin from invading. You can see where our stairs start. Must have been quite a project to build that. I'm impressed, honestly. I'm very impressed. You can see our little guided informational tour signs are fading, and probably wouldn't hurt to replace them. This one here is kind of closest to the, you can just get an idea how steep that is going up there. And I really do like, as I mentioned before, how they went through and built these little retainer walls to allow the water to flow over like this. We have a little bit of company. All right, I guess time to venture up. And it's going to be quite a ways up. I find it a lot better to take, I guess I should have it this way. I find it way better to take 2 steps at a time. As for things like this, particularly this one I've been on, I guess, quite a few times. It's really not that bad. I'll make a lot more out of it. I mean, obviously some people have health problems and that sort of thing that's prohibitive, but if you don't have it, don't avoid things like this. Not to mention the exercise is good for you. And you miss out on a lot if you do skip this sort of thing. A lot. There's our progress thus far. And a ways to go. And progress thus far, and yet that remaineth.
200 to go.
Oh, it's great. How you girls doing?
Oh, all right, you know.
Is this climb making you glow a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
It's because men sweat. and women glow. And our progress thus far in that which remaineth. And of course, lots of graffiti.
Yeah.
Much graffiti. And lots of times people answer it from year to year. It's ongoing. And that's just a little viewing platform that we're almost at. And we'll take a look from up there once we arrive. I made it, as I knew I would. And it's just like I say, it's a good little climb. And you can see there's kind of the vista. I'll turn it around. There we go, that's better. I'll zoom it in. You can see the sand dunes over there. A couple sets of them you can see clearly from here. So, and then over here, more of the river as it comes in. I believe the first bend you see is where we began. Well, that's Iargo Springs. A little virtual view, a little micro tour of it, I guess you'd want to say. And oh, there comes a boat. Here comes a boat. You can see it down there. People come through here, they canoe, or people fish, and whatever else. Well, those of you who stuck with me, thanks for watching. And again, don't skip stuff like this because you might sweat a little bit. It's good for you. Yeah, here we go. It's 300 steps. There it is. I don't think this is backwards. It might be, but here we'll turn it around just in case these things are. I'm not sure. There you go. There we go. Oh, come on, stupid thing. Cooperate. There it is. And here's our parking lot. And I'll just go around and just video these little informational things, and you can stop them and read it if you want to. And if you're ever traveling up Highway 65, just south of Glenny, that's where this is. It's a nice place to just stop and get out and look around. Maybe even spend the afternoon. Again, it's a nice place. And not just this place, but all these places like this are just, they're worth the time. And it's just the stuff like this that makes just appreciate what we have. A beautiful world that the good Lord has given us stewardship and dominion over. All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.